because what he did was illegal. When you abandon a factory, all that stuff has to be removed. And I'm sure he knows that. He just knows we got to go to California to get him. So we're going to look at it. We'll evaluate it. We have to confirm that what he said, the chemicals are actually what he says they are. Make sure the vent line is not obstructed, because that way it'll build up pressure if it wasn't. And if he drags his feet too long, then what we'll probably do is we will get a court order to go in there and remove those chemicals off site and charge against the property. At the end of this year, that will go up for taxes, and Fulton will end up with it anyway. But that was a scare tactic to try to pressure, I believe, the IDA into giving them that money. And from day one, he told me, we have no money, therefore we pay you nothing. So we shut his water off after 10 grand. And so that whatever liquid is coming into their cellar is not coming from there. If it was sulfuric acid, you'd know in a heartbeat. That guy was taking a sample of that hydrant to test the level of the chlorine residual in that hydrant. That way he could compare it with the water in the cellar, and if it had the same residual, he would know they have a water leak. That's why they do that. So we're on top of it. We're doing all we can do. We got to cut the locks to gain access. But certainly we have the thing called the Constitution, where we have to do due process of the law to enter into it to make sure that they won't let us in. You lock the gate and you lock the doors. Yeah, we're well aware of that. Well, I think he put himself in a criminal position when he advertised what was there. And also alluded to how you could make it bad by putting water in it.
I mean, he's the owner of the building. He has to have that responsibility. He can't just walk away.
He knows that.
And he knows that.
He understands.
Almost done, Spencer.
Scary when I found out.
Do you have any?
I went to the matter. I got another problem. One more problem.
Uh-oh.
Stay right there, Ron.
No, that's okay. Do you have any more questions about that?
Yes, she has one problem.
Any more comes out of the
But when we do the inspection, I'll let you know how. Okay.
This bridge thing falling down.
Falling bridges?
Yeah. How many times I've talked about how the cracks along the cement, those metal things, they haven't been filled yet. There are potholes in front of those steel frames that hold the bridge up. Moisture getting down in there. They talked about what can happen. Those little vents with the catch basin, full of dirt. They haven't been touched yet.
On Oneida Street?
Both bridges have that problem. And
Okay, those are our responsibility, but the bridge itself is a state responsibility. They've been in before.
The administration director inspects it. We have a state inspection every year. We had one done last year, we'll have one this year. The vents you're talking about, the drains, are clogged. They get dirty. If you clean them out, they don't drain water, because when they do, they drain water onto the boats that are going under the bridge. So they were collecting tension.
with the dirt.
Well, no, the dirt, obviously, when the road runs in it, the
Oh,
basin
now
is
it's
still
not.
there, but the pipe is plugged, so you don't dump water. Now, the Broadway bridge, we've got the state in, and they're trying to do repair on those
Yeah, they were
expansions.
Expansion joints.
They were working on something.
And I think Danny O'Brien, the county commissioner, did inform the DPW committee this year that some of the CHIPS money had to be spent on some maintenance on that river.
That bridge is over there by Dunkin' Donuts, where they have to make a left turn going from heading west. There's these potholes right in front of those metal planks, that framework of the bridge. And you got a park, you can see them if you walk. Which I haven't done for the past couple of weeks, so I don't know if they did anything the last 3 weeks. But there hadn't been anything up prior to the 3 weeks ago. That's all. I got to go watch the Yankees.
Diana, thank you. Thanks for being here. We have one more person, unless he's an old skateboarder, Mr. David Geyer from the public. Do you have any questions for the council? No. We thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming, David.
Without you two and without the skateboarders, we would have been by ourselves. So,
And the press.
and the press,
Yeah,
of
but
course.
you're a
I'm sorry. The
fixture.
press,
You guys are fixtures.
the press is always there. Thank goodness. And Terry, having heard from the public, Anything from the council? First ward? Second ward?
I actually do have something this
All
evening.
right, lay it
and,
on us.
Sorry to keep you all here any longer, but if I get you to just take one of these and pass them down for me, Tom, if you would, please. I'll just start. Recently, I saw a broadcast on the news about flags and crosswalks. It looked like a very good idea, so I went to Baldwinsville to see how these flags worked. I spoke with the village clerk and some of the police officers. They're ecstatic about it. Actually, a gentleman in a wheelchair used one of these flags when I was there. Basically, the way this works, there's flags on either side of the street. When a pedestrian wants to cross, at the appropriate time, they would raise the flag to alert motorists and pedestrian that a pedestrian is in the crosswalk. I think there's key locations in Fulton that would benefit from the use of these flags, namely the intersection of Route 48 and West Broadway. The impending traffic from Walmart is going to make it more difficult, especially for seniors and disabled people, to get across that intersection. As you know, I have the Mill Apartments there in my ward, and it's been a complaint that they can't get across that street. Beverly actually drives her car to go up the street to get her hair done. She manages the facility, and she's an able-bodied, middle-aged woman. So what's happening, those people are calling friends and family to come in if they don't have a car and go for a ride. Well, it's not to Hargraves and Pizza Hut and the beauty shops that are right close by, which they would frequent if they felt comfortable crossing the street. So I am going to put in a work order that we may implement this at some time, and I ask the council to think about it. If you have questions, I've researched it, and it works very well.
Isn't this something that would be for highway department, DPW department?
Traffic.
Traffic.
Beverly's actually gone as far as saying that if these flags were implemented, that her maintenance guys would put the flags out in the morning. They're not there late in the evening, but you know, being the alderman, I would pick them up in the evening.
All the intersections are controlled by the state. Our people enforce the state laws there, but we can't enact legislation. Changing the traffic patterns or the traffic signal. Because we've even tried to change the time.
Right. They do have these flags on Route 48 in Beeville. Yes, they do. And the other thing is it's at a person's discretion. I mean, it's not mandatory that you pick up a flag to walk across the street. That's just to give awareness that, hey, I'm here, and I got to tell you, I saw it work more than once standing there at that intersection, and I think it's a viable tool that we should think about even down here, downtown.
That's a terrible.
It's only going to get worse. So I'd ask you all to think about it.
I think it's a great idea. I'm just wondering about vandalism. I don't know whether kids would take these or not, you know?
That was my first question when I saw the article, and I went to Beeville, and they haven't had one stolen.
But you know, if you over-worry about vandalism, you end up with doing nothing.
Well, they haven't had one flag stolen.
I know,
and
so that's good. That's a good track record. So I think we definitely will look into this.
well, I've got some copies here.
Sure.
I made extras for everybody.
I think it's a great idea.
Here, you can give me that. Put it in here.
Look
Don't
into
really
it,
need
sure.
another copy.
Anything else, Dan?
No, thank you.
Third ward, wasn't here tonight, but the only thing I'd have to say is that, first of all, I want to express my concern that the mayor's going to be okay. I think all of us want him to come out of this in the best possible way. The other thing, I just can't thank the DPW, the water department, anybody that works out of doors in this hot sun. I can't imagine what it's like to be out there paving streets and digging ditches and doing the kind of work they do, picking up garbage. So I think all of us constantly feel like, gee, the guys do a great job for what has to be done in the city. So I thank them once again. So other than that, and I've somewhat tried to do a good job setting in for the mayor, and I just want him to get better.
You
Fourth
did a
ward.
fine job.
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Fifth ward.
You did a fine job, and thank you so much, Ron, and the zoning board of appeals for taking that multiple family house and sticking to your guns and making it stick to one family after being abandoned for a year. Thank you. That's what we've wanted in the neighborhoods is single-family affordable homes and going back that way. Your turn.
I think the sixth ward has had
I
more than
think
enough
so,
to say.
too. I think so, too.
He moved enough motions
Get
for
all
the rest of the
emotions
year.
going.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm just trying to come up to your status.
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
Hey, I only have two things. I would just like to remind everybody, when it comes to the blue pools, everybody's buying, there seems to be a lot of problems with that. Check with codes before you do anything, please. Also, there's a lot of people been using black garbage bags and stuff, and the landfill is refusing them. So make sure you use the clear ones. Okay. I don't know, I wonder the same thing.
Right. It seems to be more of those than there are the clear ones.
Maybe we need to talk to the supermarkets around here because I've thought the same thing though, really.
Tell them to stop stocking them.
People live out in the towns that come to our stores, and we don't want to stop them from coming.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I think I'm all set.
I make a motion to close.
Second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.